It says, good evening and welcome to Raconteurs News. Me and Adi, we are just trying out the new system. And so far, so good. Raconteurs News. I'll just turn my mute off. Put my
Oh,
mute. Did we get some?
that's all gone a bit daft, hasn't it?
Did you get it on as well? Did you have it on as well?
Oh, I had the mad echo thing coming back at me. Yeah.
Awesome. Anyway, listen, we're trying this. This is the first thing that we're going to be trying, and I thought we could just get together and have a bit of a chat as well after last week's fucking debacle with me ended up not fucking having my operation in end. But so I thought we could bring people up to date. We could talk about some things. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I mean, the Jeffrey Epstein thing, we could go on forever about, can't we? So there's plenty of stuff to have a go about. But first and foremost, I'm just wondering what you are thinking of this new system, this new way, this new way to broadcast aid.
Yeah, I mean, I've only seen it 2 seconds ago, as you know, because you've only just sent me the link, but it looks good. From my end, it's great. I get to choose which camera I want to use instead of being told which camera won't work, like we had on Hangouts. But apart from the fact I haven't yet worked out how to get us both on full screen, other than that, it's looking good.
Yeah, it is. And also, there's like loads of different features with this that I'm going to try and get into. I've had a little thought about it this afternoon, but I want to get into some. I want to try some of the new stuff that it does. Like it says this, let's see. It says I can show comments from the chat room. There we go. Look at that. Hey, there's Matthew Caddy has said, "Evening, everybody." There you go, and it's shown up on the screen, so we can do stuff like that. So that's that's a huge leap forward from what we're used to, because normally it's just been our silly daft selves, isn't it?
Well, me and you have just been using yellow post-it notes, really, haven't we?
yeah, just a bit. So, it's good to see so many people that have not forgotten about us. So what's been going on with you, Adi, since we last our dulcet tones last graced the airwaves?
Well, I've been wondering how I've not managed to be suicided. Sorry, right. I was just doing the Epstein thing when sorry. Yeah. No, do you know?
Go on, tell us what do you make of it? This Epstein thing. I've got my own ideas, but go on. What do you think? What were your first thoughts? I mean, it weren't exactly a surprise, were it?
What was my first thought was quite simply bollocks. You don't expect us to fucking believe that, do you?
Well, when I first heard, I thought it was some satire, or someone were playing a joke. You know, I just thought that it's absolutely never going to be as obvious as that, as easy and as clean cut as that. But Jesus, you weren't. I couldn't believe it.
I go back to a conversation I had a few weeks ago with some friends who don't think like I do, and I ended up saying, "Well, I don't believe anything," and quite genuinely, I don't believe anything. You know, when I happen to hear the news or whatever, I mean, I literally don't believe anything, because it's just all the reasons why. You know, why is somebody saying something? Why is something being reported? Who benefits from it? And I just think it's really sad that that's how far it's gone, that everything I look at and everything I see is just turns out to be bollocks. Because, of course, every conversation they have about money is just like, that means nothing. So when it comes to stuff like the Epstein thing, it's just, well, it's coming from the same place that all the money stuff comes from, so chances are it's a load of bollocks.
Well, of course it's a load of bollocks. I mean, on the Epstein thing, right? For a start, I don't believe that a guy like that is going to top himself. First of all, he'd take everybody down with him before he might as well, aren't you?
Can I chuck a spanner in just before you give you two penneth? let's imagine for a minute he hadn't have done that, and he was still here. What would be the course of action that he would have to take? What would have happened to him
For what?
for what he's supposed to have done, or
Well,
whatever?
it was supposed to be on suicide watch, weren't he? I mean, there were reports a couple of weeks ago, or maybe last week, that he might have attempted to take his life. He might have attempted suicide, but we're on suicide watch. I mean, what with that? Is it what did watch somebody have to commit suicide? Is that what it's become now? It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
First of all, the guy's not going to. He's not going to. He's not going to kill himself. I don't think he's going to kill himself. Too narcissistic for that thing. And if he is, he's going to take a load of people down with him, right?
Yep.
Secondly, if he's going to go down, he's going to take people down with him. But he's well aware of what would happen to him, in that situation, and would have had, or what could happen to him in that situation, and would have had little insurance policies there and there and there, bits of evidence scattered everywhere. I mean, this is a guy, we're a billionaire. We're not talking about a complete dunce, are we?
Well, clearly any criminal convictions can't carry on because he's not here. Any criminal trials can't carry on that might lead to some kind of conviction. But there's no reason why civil cases can't carry on, and people who can prove that they have suffered any kind of loss could sue the estate. Right. So if whatever's happened has happened in order to avoid anything financial, they've missed it by a mile. If whatever's happened has happened in order to avoid conviction, then who knows?
Yeah. I've got a bit of a gripe, actually. I've got weed guy. I've got in touch with my weed guy tonight to get me some weed, and he's brought me around in a fucking dog shit bag. You know what I'm bags you have in your pocket, so when your dog has a shit, he's put it
Hang
in
on
there.
A minute. I'll show you. Well, mine's in a posh Tupperware. Actually, it's not Tupperware. It's a Lock and Lock, as seen on QVC. That's not where I bought them, though.
Right.
And I got a little tub.
Oh, right. Okay, you've got a tub of weed. I thought you were going to show me some shit bags or something.
Oh, no. Well, I've got some dog shit bags if you want.
Or even worse, some shit.
Anyway, listen. We can do all that. You didn't have your operation. How much of that do you want to share with the group?
Well, I'll just tell everybody. I went. Everyone knew that we're going in. I cut all my warfarin down and everything, and I were all set. And I went in on Wednesday afternoon. I went on Wednesday afternoon. Thursday overnight, I was sick. And then on Friday, on Wednesday night, I was sick, and I was sick on the morning of on Thursday morning as well. So they kept coming to see me, and they said that they got this big operation before that were quite a complicated one, a 5-hour one. So I'd got plenty of time to get better, but I just didn't, and they said that because it was the anaesthetist more than anybody, and said with the APS. And the fact that you've been vomiting and you're probably going to be dehydrated, we don't know whether that might be too much strain on your heart. So they decided that they were going to turf me. I were too ill to have my operation, but I wasn't ill enough to stay in hospital. So they turfed me out, and I'm going to get another date. So that's where we are. And as I was saying to you earlier on, Adi, I think that there's always a reason behind something. And there's some reason, and I just shouldn't have had it at that point. So whatever the reason is, it just weren't for me that day. And he came and talked to me, and I think if I'd have insisted, they would have done it. But I've got to live with consequences of that, haven't I? So
or not live.
Or not live. Yeah. So it's the safest thing. The stuff the gangrene on my toes not spreading very much at all. It seems to be pretty much isolated. It's not. I'm not getting as anywhere near as much pain as I was, and so I'm okay. I've just got to get. I'm supposed to go to Scotland next week and all. That's the thing. I've got fucking. What are they going to do? They're going to ring up, aren't they? They're about to ring up and say, "Oh, you've got to. We've got your operation date." But yeah, so.
So the bottom line is, you're still in pain.
I'm still in pain. I've not had it done, but I'm feeling a lot better now, and well, hence I've been able to have a look at stuff today and just try and sort something out rather than just sitting there and just being in pain. So I must be feeling better. In fact, I won't be doing this.
Have we got any comments? Given that all we're really doing this tonight for is a bit of a test, have we got any comments from people? I noticed you put a couple of things up in the what's this called? StreamYard. Ooh. But is there any comments that, because obviously I can't see them?
Oh no, you can't, can you? No,
you can. You can. Any sort of sound and vision reports? What's the?
Yeah, people are saying it's a good improvement. They said
good.
the picture quality certainly seems better. Super Leeds is in there. Johnny Jam Shovel, Matthew Caddy, Rich Blake, who says, "Oh my gosh, looks and sounds fantastic, guys. Finally get to watch you guys instead of watching shit on the TV. Oh, what a great Monday this has become or whatever."
Don't worry, we'll fucking spoil it.
Oh yeah, we can soon spoil it. Don't worry about that. Owen Lloyd Martin as well. He's listening. Oh, and Dave Iron, Michael Allen, Dave Hoodins. So loads and loads of people in there in the chat room, as usual, as we ever do. And Dan Harris as well has just put all good. And look, I can do that now as well. There you go. You can see that. He put all good. Dan Harris. Can you see that?
I can see that. That's quite cool, isn't it?
That is cool, that, isn't it? I mean, that's pretty. You know, it's
so. Is this thing free?
This is free. It is free, but there is a premium version, and you can do. You see what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into how much the premium version is, because I believe that on the premium version, you see at this one at the moment, we can either broadcast on YouTube or we can broadcast on Facebook. Now, if I get the premium one, I think we'll be able to broadcast on both, which will give us a huge boost as well. So, just looking into it, but this is how it is for now.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it looks pretty damn good. I like it so far, and it's been really simple for me to pick.
Who have we got to thank for putting you onto it?
Well, a couple of people actually. There was somebody at Super League sent me a text message, and there was another guy. I can't remember. Another regular poster. Sorry. Who put it in the comments on one of the. In fact, I'll tell you exactly who it were. Oh, I won't.
Because it is. Well, I mean, people probably realise that me and you, well, especially me, when it comes to anything technical, it's just like you just forget it.
Yeah, it was Nick GB who commented on one of the things and said we can still use this. So I thought I'd have a look tonight.
Cool. No, it's good. But as I say, I mean, as you know, I'm pretty crap at technical, but it's good to know that there's people out there who'll point us in the right direction, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And Webby got in touch with me just before I went in hospital, asking me if we'd discovered anything to use, like what we were going to be using. So but we'll pass this on to him.
Well, I was beginning to think we were going to end up starting to use yogurt cartons and a piece of string, but
wouldn't mind actually, would you?
No, I wouldn't be all right. At least
build a den.
Yeah,
we could build a den. That's what we want to do.
Yeah. Anyway, come on. Who else are we going to talk about? Because we've said, listen, I'd love to see some comments in the chat room about what people think of the Epstein thing, and see if there is actually anybody out there who believes what they've been told from that little square box in the corner of the living room called the TV. I'd love to know if there's anybody who actually believes it.
Yeah, I don't think there are. Michael Allen's just put a question into the chat room. I think it's 5 you can have on at once. So
it's 6. I saw that earlier. It's 6.
Is it 6? 6 you can have.
6 people, 5 plus the host. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, super.
So that's pretty
I
good.
don't think anybody. I mean, this is where it's weird. It's gone all viral, and it's all. I don't know why they would do this. I can't really work out why they would do this. I mean, it's just shone such a light upon all the things that people. I mean, look at Prince Andrew's having to go out with his mother on Sunday, day after. You know, Prince Andrew having to go out with his mother. I mean, she's probably said, "Well, I'll have him done in, but you must come to church with me Saturday or Sunday morning."
As a payment, yeah. No, I think one of two things. Either they're having to do things so ruthlessly now because there's that many people realizing or beginning to realize what's going on. Either that, or they're having to ramp the speed up that much. They're just having to railroad through stuff now. Not like before when they could spend quite a lot of time covering stuff up, coming up with cover stories. Now it just seems really blatant. They just fucking do it and think, I wonder how many dickheads are going to believe this.
Well, nobody believes it. I don't even think anybody believes it. It's everyone's so polarized. You know, I think they were on Twitter. I noticed somebody were posting something on Twitter. I don't have Twitter. I don't go on Twitter, but I've seen somebody had posted something on Facebook that were a Twitter thing, and apparently, according to the people on the left, it's Trump's. And according to people on right, it's Clintons that are doing it. So it's just all. It's all fucking hyperbole.
So they're even using their own fucking murderous tendencies to fucking slag the opposite side off now.
It's fucking ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous, and but it's fun to watch. You know, you can sit there and you can laugh, and
yeah, it's just it's just laughable. I have to say, if it weren't so fucking cruel, you know, it is. It's just a gag, isn't it?
A complete gag, complete and utter gag. Epstein. You see, before this happened, there was a lot of talk of what were the other things? Oh, them shooting. They had a couple of shootings, didn't we? We had a couple of these shootings in America. Now, I've not really looked into it. I don't really want to fucking depress myself with stuff like that. But I did hear that there were a couple of these shootings in different places, and all the memes that were floating about on Facebook and on social media were all saying, "Oh, we've got a couple of shootings," and suddenly nobody's talking about Jeffrey Epstein, and then he goes and throws a 7 on Saturday morning, allegedly. And I think somebody put up a tweet as well today that there's a shortage of inverted commas in the world because of that many people referring to it as a suicide.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's wild, and it's the wild west, and we can't get away from it. We're stuck in it. It's just utter fucking lunacy.
It's like the Emperor's New Clothes, isn't it? Everybody's just too scared to say what really is going on. And if this Epstein thing doesn't make even what I call normal people sit and think, it's got to. It's got to make people sit and think.
Yeah, but are they sitting and thinking, and then they sit and think, and then they realise that what they're thinking about is so fucking huge that in order for them to be able to comprehend it or wrap their head around it or make any sort of sense out of it, would be like fucking. You might as well just chuck spaghetti in the head. That's the problem. You see, also, the media are the people that are covering all this up. They can do this because the media don't ask the questions. They don't fucking.
They're just not journalists, are they? They're just, I don't know. They just say what they're told to say.
Yeah, they are. They're repeaters. That's all they are.
Yeah.
They are repeaters. So it's fucking mad. Fucking oh dear. It's just the world's. Look, the day before, this is how mad the world is. The day before I had this I was supposed to have this operation on my leg. They drew an arrow on the leg that they were going to be working on. Right?
Jason, I really, really want you to put that picture up. Is there any way you can do it? I don't know if you can on this, can you?
I might be able to get it on my phone.
Oh, hang on, I can maybe do that. Hang on a minute. Yeah, for anybody who's never had an operation, when you have anything done, they write an arrow on whichever limb they're gonna butcher. And I have obviously I've had it with my motorbike stuff, but I'm gonna try and get this on here. Hang on a minute. This is the picture that Jason sent me. Hang on. Can I get this on? Is that any good? No, it's not, is it? It's a bit bright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. I'm not very good at shit like this. No, I'm definitely not good at any shit like this. Try again.
No, you can't really. You can see me. You can see me fake one, but you can't see me.
Yeah.
It's just a bit too bright.
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, that's just.
I've been told that.
Sorry. He said that. Oh dear me. He just said. I know it seems stupid, but we have to do it. So, I mean, fucking. yeah. It's the world is madness, mate. It's madness. Hospitals, God love them. They fucking work hard, but the system's completely fucking taught against them, innit? I mean, I had to when they said to me go, they said to me go home and get back on your warfarin and get back up and then come back when we'll get you another. There you go. That's it. Just a bit away. That's it. You can see it there. There you go. That's the arrow they drew on my leg to show which one that they were gonna use.
Yeah, we're not gonna do a bypass on the one on the left.
No. We're gonna leave
so
that.
What we'll have to do is draw a picture on the one on the right. For fuck's sake, it's just mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. It's the when I left, nobody knew. They told me to go home at 2:00, and at 5, then they said, "Well, you have to wait for your discharge papers and all that sort of nonsense." And they just forgot about me. I fell asleep on bed, and Danielle sat there, and she went and got them to get me, to discharge me, and sent me home with no stuff. And I was supposed to have injections like every day. You know, them fucking injections.
Oh, in your stomach, yeah. Till your warfarin gets back on again.
Oh, look at them fucking bruises here. I'm going to show you these are beauties.
Oh yeah, looks like you spilt Ribena. What's that big old one in the middle?
Ah, that's me. That's my ideal.
Oh right, okay. Yeah. Anyway, come on. What else? Because you know when you mentioned these shootings in America, I'd heard that, but I honestly, and I'm not exaggerating, I don't know when they were, I don't know where they were, and I don't know how many people are supposed to have died or who's supposed to have done it.
No, neither do I. It's just been that sort of time for me. I've just been not paying no attention. I know that there's been shootings and stuff, but I don't know. It seems like it seems like that there's something that's and you not being on social media, you do right for it. I'm telling you, because I do believe that there's something really fucking sinister going on with social media and the way that it's been the platforms that it's becoming. It's I don't know. There just seems to be something in the air about, and I don't know. I don't quite know what it is. It's not. It's not. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like fucking. I get irritated at stuff. Get irritated at stuff fucking easy as fuck.
I had what is it that I was on the other day? I think it was probably YouTube, and it said, and it's the first time I've actually seen it on a platform, and it said something like, rate or don't rate this video so that our algorithm can present you with more appropriate content. And I think I got that yesterday or Saturday on, I think it was probably YouTube. And that's the first time I've ever sort of Adam actually come up on a screen and say, we're using an algorithm. And this is how it can work for you. Not that it is, but you know.
It's Heath.
Is it Heath?
We're going to be listening today, but their lass has just got a last minute gig, so he's just having to sit and wait for her in a bar.
Yeah. Anyway, what else has been happening, or what else are they telling us has been happening in the world?
Well, I don't know. It's been wonderfully weird. We've got Boris. I mean, what's happened with Boris? Boris seems to have gone off the radar a little bit. I've not been seeing things about him, about anywhere. It seems to have calmed down on the Boris thing. Whether we're going to be having a general, anybody think that we're going to be having a general election this year? Anybody out there? And I know it's just a fucking a joke, but just
a pantomime, really, ain't it? But,
it's a pantomime, but we don't have to take part. We can sit from side, can't we, and fucking poke everybody with sticks who fucking stupid enough to vote for one of these fucking dickheads, can't we? So, it'd be a bit nice to have a general election this year, so we could.
Do you know what amazes me? If you think back, prime ministers, say just the ones in your lifetime that you can remember, Jason, probably going to be the same ones as me. If you'd have met any of them in a bar and they were just being them, and they didn't have that political position at all, and they were just somebody in the street, but it was, Theresa May or Blair or Thatcher or whoever, yeah, and you actually met them, would you give them anything of yours? Would you entrust them with something, hoping that you got it back? Your dog, your watch, your wallet, your drink while you went to the toilet. Would you do that to any of them?
No.
You wouldn't, would you? So why the fuck do people vote for them and give them all that power? That's what gets me.
People have got this illusion of choice, but it's not a choice; it's an illusion of choice. Yep. And then people think, well, and then people get caught up in arguments. With the amount of people who lay on the deathbed and think, how many people are going to say, lay on the deathbed and think, I wish I'd spent more time arguing with strangers on the internet. Above the politics.
Yeah.
Shit that doesn't really fucking matter. If you've got a point of view, we'll have your point of view.
Yeah.
Let's hear it. If it's all right, I'll agree with it. If it's not, I'll disagree with it. But it's your right to have it. You can have whatever you fucking want. If Lee Garrett can have kids, then fucking I'm sure people can have opinions. Some people can have some opinions, can't they? For fuck's sake.
Oh, sorry. Did you mention Lee Garrett?
Oh yeah, I did mention Lee Garrett. Yeah, I've not seen him about a bit. He's been a bit quiet. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know whether I don't know what's happened to him. And Lee, I am your father. Steele. I'm still waiting for somebody. Please do that for me. Please do a meme of oh fucking hell, my dog's still outside. You talk.
Oh, nice one, Jason. Yeah. You're looking at a man who don't know what a meme is, for a start, but I'm guessing it's some kind of music thing. I don't know, some cartoony thing. Anyway, just shows you how awake I am, innit? I'm not. Jason, thanks for... Yeah, cheers. I don't even know what a meme is.
Don't you? It's one of them things. It's like a picture, and it'll be a picture of some popular culture thing that everybody recognizes or everyone perceives to be recognized, and then it'll have something under it. It'll have something at the top of it and something written under it. Usually the shit. There's some odd good ones, but there ain't very many. Big fat lasses pushing fucking trolleys and coming from saying things about Barnsley in them and things like that, and and Leeds. People
Yeah,
Yeah.
should we stop? Hi ho! Just before you piss everybody off, just anybody north of Sheffield off.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
So
Joe Longthorne farted. You must have some stories about with you in the biz about Joe Longthorne over the years.
yeah, why? What's happened to Joe?
He died. His funeral was today, so he died last
Oh,
week.
I didn't know that. I did. I never met Joe Longthorne, but I do know a couple of guys who were in his band. His musical director was a guy called Stretch. Stretch. Yeah, Stretch, who is like, I think he's about 6'6", 6'7". Yeah, wow, that's quite surprising actually. And I think John Hopcroft was in his band for a while. John Hopcroft was the guitarist with, can't remember what band, but a sort of 70s band that did make it into the charts a couple of times. And I can't even remember what the name of the band was, but that's quite sad, really, hearing that about Joe Longthorne. That
Yeah,
is quite
I'm
sad.
sorry to be the bearer of bad news, mate. It's been on local news today that it was his funeral over there in
Yeah,
Scarborough. Is he?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's from up that way.
They've probably got him next grave to Jimmy Savile.
It's funny because the other night there was a documentary thing that I watched, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it before, and it was about sidemen. And a sideman is basically who's been on stage for probably 20 or 30 years with somebody famous. And they're at every gig, they're in every recording studio, and they're as much a part of the act, but they never actually get any recognition. And I think what they got on.
Like Bernie Taupin.
Yeah, no, they got Earl Slick on, who basically worked with Bowie for 35 years. And they got a couple of others on. And really, I'd say I never met Joe Longthorne, but I was lucky enough to spend about 4 days doing auditions for the stage music paper. Well, I can't even remember where we did that, but basically we set all the kit up, and it seemed like thousands of bands and whatever all auditioning, and of course, don't forget this is all pre-reality TV.
Back in proper days, lad. Back in proper days.
Proper days. Yeah,
No.
but I mean, what they got was people who booked acts for all of the top cruise liners throughout the world. And there was quite a number who went and did a lot. And say, Stretch used to do all the musical stuff for that as well. Great guy. Yeah, great guy. But sad news about Joe Longthorne. That really sad news.
Oh, yeah, I see Heath has joined us from his bar and wherever it is, where their lass is doing a gig tonight. Good evening, Heath. Is this the revolution? He says, yes, this is the Raconteurs News Revolution. This looks like the way it's going to be from now on. I hope that everybody's enjoying the better quality and the different. And a lot of people have said it's better than the than the hangouts, and I've got to tend to agree. We've got more. In fact, look, I'll show you. Look, Heath, I'll show. I'll make you famous, Heath. There you go. Look at his face.
Looks like Bowie.
Look at that generic, moody picture that he's got there.
It looks like Bowie.
It looks like who?
David Bowie.
What, you mean dead?
No. His avatar picky thing.
Oh, did I show that?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Oh
no, hang on. Oh,
Queen interfered in the Epstein case. That's Keith M1. Good point there, Keith. Maybe she did. Maybe she didn't. Maybe, well, let's face it. It's young Andy's up to his fucking eyeballs, isn't it? He's right up to his fake medals and belts.
He's at least up to waist high, if nothing higher, isn't he?
Well, yeah, waist high, yeah. Fucking. What a fucking.
Look at that. Who's it? Shield Destroyer. I think is he inside my head? because that's exactly right. I do not disagree. I agree with every word.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, completely. Yeah, well, read it out then. Come on. No, people might not have been able to read it. Or there might even be people listening to us who can't read.
Hey, there you go. The best revolt right now is to ignore politicians, which, well, turn off your TV. Yeah, absolutely agree. Stop voting and stop funding them with a theft known as tax. Absolutely right.
Brilliant.
The sad thing, is, if we all didn't pay, if we all woke up tomorrow and go, right, we're not paying tax, fuck off. I think the number is somewhere between 4 and 8%. That's all the government would actually lose of the income that they get from us.
From tax.
Yeah, the actual income tax is this, but the VAT, the national insurance contribution, all the stuff that stacks on top, before you even go and buy something, they wouldn't actually lose that much money, percentage-wise, of what they've actually got coming in. But then again, that's if you even believe in the bloody stuff, because it's not real. But I've said for a long... See, this is where me and Jason differ. I've said for a long time, just ignore politicians. Just ignore it. Turn the square thing off. Just ignore it. Use your square thing for going on the internet and finding out something that's more likely to be true. And just ignore them out of existence. Whereas Jason would say, fuck that. Let's all march down there, all of us, and fucking drag them out by their heads.
I only say that because I can't fucking walk, so I won't. I'd have to somebody else. I'm an ideas man. I'm not a hands-on practical guy. Yeah, but it's true. If we wouldn't take very many. Would only take. I think 5% of the American population started the revolution. The Revolutionary War.
Well,
I believe
the American Civil War. What really pissed off the people who actually eventually wrote the Constitution was when they, had the Civil War, and they basically said to our king, "Listen, fatty, fuck off. You're not the boss of me anymore." And that was when the tax that the UK used to take from what's now the United States of America was less than 5%. And yet Americans today are quite happy to keep voting for politicians who want to charge them 50%.
Mm.
And that's what, allegedly the American Civil War was over, was tax. But, it wasn't, was it? It's just the people at the top of the pyramid playing games and, making deals between themselves, and we're just left scraping around. But
what could you do better, though, Aid? I mean, look, I agree with you on the tax thing. There used to be a talk radio DJ, a talk radio presenter. And I don't know if many people will remember him, but he used to be on Talk Sport in the day. He was called Mike Dickin. And he was an old BBC man. If anybody have a look back, I think he died in about 2002 or something. He died in mysterious circumstances. He were a rally driver in his younger days, and he died driving in a single car accident on his way home from where he was working in London down to Cornwall, where he lived. But he used to do shows and stuff about Diana, the conspiracy about Diana, about what really happened and stuff like that, and really get into that sort of thing. And he got a little bit too close, but he used to make a point, and he used to do shows on it, how tax, it costs more money to actually process the administration of the tax than the tax collector itself. But then again, we know now, a little bit later on, we know that that's what the game is about. It's just about shifting money about.
It's quite simple. They just create money, billions of pounds every day, billions out of nothing every day. The banks do it on behalf of the government, creating money as debt. And nowhere in that is there anything good for us, because our government could just print the stuff the bloody self at no debt, but they choose not to. And they choose not to because they can't, because they don't decide what actually goes on. It's the bankers that decide what go on. The politicians are just puppets. But if what we are presented with is, say, Westminster or whatever, it just... I don't really know what we could say to people to make them sort of realise just that little sentence I've just said about money. Well, sorry, yeah. What was that just flashed up on the screen there, Jason?
It was Johnny Jam Shovel.
Oh, Johnny Jam Shovel, yeah. It's just another bankers' war. I'll tell you what all wars are. All wars are bankers' wars.
Bankers' wars, yeah, exactly.
And every single war that has ever been has been a bankers' war.
Apart from the War of the Roses, which were about flowers.
Oh, I thought it were about a bunch of hills. Sorry.
Well, we won anyway, didn't we? Did we win that one?
I ain't got a clue. I don't know.
I'm sure Webby'd know. So if Webby,
Webby'd know, yeah. It's just that we don't really care.
Just let us know. Put it in there, and I'm sure it'll be. Yeah.
I want to know then who got the white rose and who got the red rose.
Yeah, we dipped our rose in their blood. That's why we got the fucking red one. No, their blood covered their rose.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, oh, Jesus Christ! Look at me. Don't even know my own county. I don't know my own county's flower.
Well, I wasn't even born here. In fact, I don't live in Yorkshire now.
No, you don't.
I've come back over the border to Derbyshire.
Derbyshire. Over to Derbyshire. They were going through your place on one of them police shows the other day. Going through Killarmarsh.
Oh, I'm not surprised.
And they showed an accident on Dronfield bypass and all, which were pretty horrendous.
Thankfully, they weren't doing that sort of thing very well when I had my bike accidents, and my bike accidents both happened at the weekend when the camera crews probably won't be working.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So listen, you're Prime Minister. Give me three laws that you'd make. You can make them like silly, or you can make them real. Just give me three laws that you'd introduce.
3 laws that I would make.
Yeah, two. Give us 2 decent ones, and give us one that's like a bit of.
My first law would be: don't vote for anybody. If you vote for anybody, we're going to shoot you. That'd be my first one. My second one would be completely selfish. I don't know. I can't even think of 2 more, because the one that really just does it, that kills everything, is just don't vote. So that's the law that I would bring in. The only one you'd need: just don't vote. You don't need to vote.
Don't vote. Imprison all Man United fans, says Super Leeds.
Fantastic.
Come on, let's get some laws from this chat room in here tonight.
Yeah, if you were Prime Minister, what law would it be?
A pretty good one, that at Leeds. But my brother-in-law's a Man United fan, and I think my sister would probably miss him a bit if he were in prison, simply for being a Man United fan, even though it should be. Yeah, I agree with you in principle, but in practice, it's probably not going to be practicable. And do you know, I've got one. It should be illegal for somebody in their mid-50s to have a Paul Weller haircut.
Oh, Paul Weller, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing sadder than seeing a bloke dishevelled with his Paul Weller haircut that he's had since, well, probably forever. Since Paul Weller, since the Jam, since going underground, or a town called Phallus.
Do you know the amount of times I tell the story of how, and everybody who's ever worked as let's call it a DJ or whatever, when you hear records that many times over and over and over, even if it's a fantastic record, you get you get where you want to do something for entertainment in your own head while it's going on. So all of us, I think, used to change the lyrics just in our own heads. And that was that was a good one. A Town Called Phallus. Tainted Love, we changed the words to The Pain You Drive Into the Arse of Me.
Yeah.
Which we thought was a bit, sideways. We thought it was funny.
Not very PC though, was it? No.
You what, sorry?
Not very PC.
No, God, no, none of them were PC. Oh, that was the other one we used to do. Brian Adams, Heaven. We used to change it to 11. And if you just, thinking of all our younger years, there was only you and me. We were young and wild and free. Da-da-da. Nothing can take me away from it. All I can say is, you're 11. And it just changes the whole. Anyway. Yeah, so changing lyrics in songs.
I'm finding it hard to believe you're 11. Really? You're singing the lyrics. I'm finding it hard to believe you're 11.
Yeah, but honestly, play the song and just change the word heaven for 11, and it just brings out a whole new meaning of the word.
Yeah, a completely sinister meaning as well.
Absolutely. But that's the sort of thing that you've got to do at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're DJing in a nightclub and you're bored because you've heard all this shit every night of the week and you just want to do something in your head to make it entertaining. That's what happens.
Yeah, I used to do play notes and crosses with the Thursday night DJ. So on Thursday he'd do his cross or and then on Friday I'd do mine, and then the following week he'd do his, and then the week after that. So I had plenty of time to get me move going.
Oh dear. Yeah,
the things we used to do just to get out of bleeding. Oh, he's doing that. People think it's a dream job, but it's a nightmare, and I absolutely fucking hated it. I fucking hated it.
It's nearly as bad as being in a band.
It is. Super Leeds has said he saw a Weller-do in Lidl's last week. I can guarantee you're in his mid-50s.
Yeah, yeah. I know this is an old one, but socks and sandals, come on. You can't do that. Why don't everybody know? Socks and sandals is just like the ultimate, isn't it? It's just no. So that'd be a law I'd bring in if I was
socks and sandals. Yeah,
socks and sandals. No.
Pretty good, yeah, pretty good. That solve a lot of problems. It solve a lot of poverty in the elderly because they wear them and they'd all be in prison. So at least they'd be fed and watered and sheltered. For the sentence. So I suppose every cloud has a silver lining. Keith M says women's poop don't stink. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, me too.
Uni Black Sister, he wanted to know what we were using. Someone's told him it's StreamYard, and he says he's made a StreamYard account. Good on to you. So we might see some of your stuff knocking about. I'm sure you'll get a lot of people that listen to us. Let's all come here. Who listen to us that will pop over and have a listen to you over there. Buemler. Heath Dweth says, let's all go to Stranraer. Yeah, that's where I'm supposed to be going next week. So fingers crossed that I'm okay to travel and get out of the way for a bit and get a little bit off at grid and stuff. You got holiday? When's your next holiday? I don't need to ask where you're fucking going, but when's your
about 4.5 weeks, I think, something like that. Yeah.
Is it? Well, so it's not long then.
Oh God, no, about a month. What are we on now? Yeah, it's about a month, something like that.
I saw this photo of this. I think it were Gareth Ike that had posted it up today, but it was a Twitter post that one of these trans things had made. It's a biological male pretending to be a female, and it was next to a pool, and it had tweeted, "I've just come on my period, so I can't go in the pool, and I haven't got any tampons." What the fuck? Where is he coming on? where are them tampons going? And you know what is that all about? Why is that person not locked in an asylum? Why is that person not fucking gone, locked up? Why? What is the period for him? Does he need a shit? Is that it? Is that what it is? He has one shit a month. He constipates himself up to the point, and then like for a week he has a shit. Jesus Christ!
I think some people, you know, are given they'll hear something or see something, and they just go on this road to. They don't know where they're going. They just know they're going as quick as they can. It's almost like the media set a goal for somebody by giving it some kind of name or non-biological thing that's happened to them, but it's way out over here somewhere. And they just see how quick they can get there, where people won't go, hang on a minute, you can't do that, or that don't make any sense. And I think that's all they're really doing. They're just making things as extreme as they can, as stupid as they can, just to see how many gates they can just like keep kicking open and kicking open and kicking open, and just see how much shit we will really take. I really believe that's what they do.
Yeah, well, just what they do. You can see that. You know, you take money off disabled people, 30 quid a week, I think. That was before I got it, just before I got it, actually. So they'll take money off disabled people because it just takes putting their hand up. You know, they can put their hand up, or they can vote, or put their hand up. But really, what they're doing is they're putting their hand out. They can put their hand out because they're all being paid for this, to do this. So I just don't get how somebody fucking. But then again, we know that these people are fucking psychopaths. That's how they get in there. That's why they get.
I was just going to say that what I certainly find myself doing is trying to judge people by my standards, which in most areas are quite high. And you know, when people say, "Oh, they won't do that," well, we wouldn't. I wouldn't. Decent people wouldn't. But the psychos that run the bloody show, because we're stupid enough to let them, they do. If you were even the nice guy that you are, and I mean you being anybody that can hear me now or in the future or whatever,
or in the past.
Oh, never thought of that one, bruv.
We don't want to discriminate against fucking, different parts of history, the future, the past.
Yeah, exactly.
We can't mention the future without mentioning the past.
I've forgotten completely what I was going to say.
Oh, well, fucking hell, thank God for that. No, I'm joking. You said as nice as you are, you're speaking to the people, the person where your voice is going to ears.
If you were one of the top 500 people, and all the other 500 people, you like them, even nice people like us and not psychopaths like them would probably conspire to keep this little club in. And so when people say, "Oh, it's just conspiracy theorist," we can call me what you want, but even me not being a psychopath, if I was in that 500, I'd probably conspire to make sure that my little club was all sorted. If that's what I was born into, that's probably what I'd do.
Well, yeah, it's of course, if you're born into it anyway, that's what you're fucking. That's what your conditioning is. Your surroundings, your social, probably the social life that you've lived growing up, and it's just ingrained in you. And so, but psychopaths seem to breed psychopaths. Do we make psychopaths? Just are they made, or are they? Is it nurture or nature?
Well, yeah, I think it's both, but without the nature, you couldn't nurture it. If that does that make, yeah. I think I think there are genuine, psychopaths. But the ones who are, and when I say psychopath, I mean, like mental, as in probably would just kill anybody openly in the street kind of psychopath. But the psychopaths that we're on about just would think nothing of 1,500, 15,000 or 15 million people dying just so that they kept what was theirs and for them and their futures and their the people in their families that's going to come after them. And that's what we're dealing with. We probably wouldn't do the shit that they do, but they just don't even think anything. We're just ants on the shoe. That's all we are.
Ants on the shoe. Let's have a look at some of these. Oh, and Keith Emmis said that he fancies the bird on the wall behind Aid. I'd shag anything at my age. So there you go. He'd even shag your wall.
Oh my word.
Yeah, Super Leaders in there. Johnny Jam Shovels had to go. Good night to you, John. We'll see. I'll speak to you soon. I did speak to him when I got into hospital actually on Wednesday. He gave me a call. So thanks for that, John. And we'll speak again soon. Well, I don't know if you've got else to add to this, man. All you want to add?
No, I mean we kind of just came on really just to see if this thing worked well, and it seems to. I've heard a couple of times where it's broken, but then it's not lost connection or anything. And up to now, it looks and sounds better than the Hangouts, I think.
Yeah, it does. It does seem to be. It does seem to be. Oh, talk about Epstein. Heath Dweft. He's just got here and he wants us to talk about Epstein. We've been talking about Epstein all the way from start, didn't we? Talked about him. He's a very, very naughty boy, isn't he? He's not the Messiah. He's a very, very naughty boy. And now he's dead. Is he dead? Is he bollocks dead? He's probably somewhere in Israel in a great big massive compound. He'll just have a bit of an haircut and put one of them, them things that they put on their head.
Yeah.
One of them tea towel things. In Israel, they do that, don't they? In Israel, they put them like.
Yeah, of course they do. Yeah.
You have headgear, put one of them on. You'll never know. He'll just look like any other one. I don't think.
Oh, sorry, Israel. Sorry. I don't see it as a country. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, is it? Oh, that's where he'll be. Talk about what Garage said about the Royals, not Garage. Okay. Farage.
Is it supposed to be?
I don't know. I don't know what Farage said about the Royals. What did Farage say about the Royals?
I don't know.
Don't know. It's my time they all fucked off to fucking Israel, isn't it? But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, he's not gone. He's not dead. That's what that'd be my. Yeah, I think that if he'd have something in place so that if someone killed him, bumped him off, and they know that and all, so they just go, right, listen, you shut the fuck up, you keep all your money, you go and live in this compound, you go in Israel, you get a new identity, and then we'll and you'll live happily ever after. Well, you live your days out.
Some deal will have been done to make sure that the family and everything's all sorted. He keeps his because they're all at it. It's not just him. He just happens to be the fall guy this time. They're all at it.
Well, he'd got previous, hadn't he? He'd been done for it before.
Yeah, and a deal will have been done so that he disappears. His family take a back seat for now. Other families come forward, get their turn at the sort of top bit for a while, and then later on, Epstein's family can do that, and that's how it all works. And when one of them's in the public shit, they don't run by the rules that we're told to run by. It's a case of do as I say, not as I do. They're not even kept to the same rules as us. And that, so when people are Oh yeah, wasn't it terrible? What's happening? Just think about it. If you were that rich and powerful,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's essentially, as far as I'm concerned, he's essentially done the equivalent, the very, very posh equivalent of that bloke. We remember him who went out on his fucking canoe and then fucking turned up in Panama. I mean, it's a long way from fucking isn't it,
and
to
then tried to say he was his twin.
Well, he's just done exactly that. He's just
Yeah.
done this very, very same thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's good. Only this time it's not a canoe; it's a fucking yacht. And
I know what it is. It's a Harold off Baywatch, not Baywatch, Home and Away. Because he drowned and came back, didn't he, or something?
Did he? I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, I think so. A long time ago. Yeah.
Well, they do it all the time, don't they? I mean, I've been watching fucking some shit on TV today. Some old. I tell you what, I've been watching. I've been watching some classic Coronation Street on ITV3. It's fucking absolutely fucking superb. It is the Reg Oldsworth era. And it is fucking awesome.
I'll tell you what this has reminded me of. Got to be 10, 15 years ago. I'd have been in this village with Michelle, who you obviously knew Jason, who sadly is no longer with us. And she saw this guy in the street and she sort of stopped and couldn't believe what she was seeing. And what's wrong? He's dead. And points to this guy in the street. So, of course, quick gossip. Turns out this guy apparently died 10 years earlier. In other words, he seriously grassed somebody up. So, new identity somewhere else. And once all that had died down, came back to see family. And so when people think, oh, hang on, now they wouldn't do that, would they? Yeah, they do it all the time to give people new identities. You know, so yeah, goddamn right, it can happen. Yeah. It can happen. It's happening today somewhere. Somebody somewhere has been, died, given the new identity.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Here we go. Right, here we go. Keith M. I'm going to read this out. We're now going on to consumer stuff.
Oh God.
Here we go. Some advice, please. This is from Keith M. I will not be circumcised, but in the last few weeks, my foreskin has completely closed up. I was thinking a couple of nicks with a Stanley knife. Now I've got. It's a condition called. I think it's ballantitis or something like that. I think it's called ballantitis, and I've had it myself. And what it is it's because you're not washing your knob properly. That's literally what it is. I got fucking doctors involved. I actually did do that. I pulled my foreskin and I put something through it and ripped it just to ease it, but and really fucking did me send a load of arm. And I had doctors fucking prodding it and fucking doing all sorts. They give me cream. They give me steroid cream, which I put on, which worked initially, but then the problem just keeps saying you've got to just make sure you wash your knob under your foreskin every fucking day. And that's my so there you go. That's my advice for you.
And I tell you what, you won't get that on Loose Women.
Not all the fucking Richie Allen show. All the Webster Report.
No, you wouldn't.
Maybe you just tell your foreskin doesn't exist in a Bell End-based economy.
Oh dear. Anyway, what else do people want us to talk about? Anything?
Well, Shield Destroyer said he suggested squirt a WD-40 and leave it overnight. So
yeah.
That's down on the old. We know a little trick with WD-40, don't we? I have to keep it, make sure that it's out of the way. Me and Eve know a little trick from when we used to sell burglar alarms. This is how we used to scare people. When they say, "Oh, I've got a dog," you say, "Ah, well, you see your dog. What will your dog do? It'll come up to the door, won't it? Yeah. Well, the burglars now they're opening the flaps, your letterbox, and they're squirting WD-40 into your dog's face, and that's got ether in it, and that just instantly kills the dog. So we don't have WD-40 around dogs, if that is true, but I don't know. It's probably just a lie, because me and Eve were selling burglar alarms for a time for a very dodgy company back when we were 17, and that's what they told us about. So no WD-40 in the dog area.
I didn't know
that. Did you not?
No, xylitol. I knew that one. That's in chewing gum. That'll kill a dog.
Right. Okay. So,
and burglar alarms.
We were selling burglar alarms. We were awesome. We were absolutely awesome at selling burglar alarms. We were as good as I think I've been as good at that job as I have at any job that I've done since, which said a lot about the jobs that I've done since.
Yeah.
Heath says he's going to give his old man a right good scrub tonight. Good lad, Heath. Nice one, mate. You know it makes sense. Get that one of them. Remember them little brushes that you used to have? Remember them that you used to have in your bath, in your grandmother's bath, would have one of them brushes in it, and it was like a piece of plastic that went over like that, and then you know what I mean, and it was like that, and it had brushes, bristles, and to get you under your nails and that. You remember?
Oh that? Yeah.
One of them on your old fella. And get a good squirt out. Get rid of all that, that white stuff that goes.
No, I don't. I never have that.
Shut up.
I have 2 showers a day, one in the morning and one at night.
Well, I can't have a shower, can I? Because I go rusty.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. What? Haven't they done your titanium?
Hell. And last time I got in shower with it filled up with water. At top. It was squirting out. What?
Oh dear. Anyway, sorry. So, any more consumer advice needed other than washing off?
Yeah, consumer advice. That's what we're giving you tonight. Keith M says, so Joe Longthorne was a faggot. Don't know about that, were you? No idea. Could be.
No, I do not. I mean, I won't be surprised because really good performers are. But I say I don't know. I never met him. I met his band and stuff, but never Joe. I don't know. Really don't know. Won't surprise me though.
I think this just about sums up tonight's show. I think this is probably going to be in show notes. This should be the title of tonight's show.
What?
That's super. I've just popped it up on screen for you, AD. Have a quick look up on screen.
Oh my word!
Certainly don't get this on Look North, do you?
No. Do you still get Jeff Druitt on Look North?
Jeff Druitt.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we do anymore. No, I think he's probably brown bread. Him, I think. Jeff Druitt, and they were him and all who turned out to be an MP. Austin Mitchell. He used to be
and the guy, Redvers Kyle.
Redvers Kyle, yeah, what a top man. He did the Giddy Game Show.
He did, Redvers Kyle, yeah.
Yeah, Redvers Kyle. We love Redvers Kyle on here, Anybody, we should form a Redvers Kyle appreciation society.
Was he not the guy who used to do
He's still alive?
Night? Didn't he? Oh no, Redvers Kyle. Oh, and the guy who used to go with a really, really deep voice. They're like, he had a mega deep voice, and he used to do all the voiceovers for all the radio stations. Bill Mitchell. Guy called Bill Mitchell. He was the original deep voice guy for England, and then there was an American guy called Don. Can't remember his name. Don. Can't remember. But of course, the new one is an American guy who now lives in England. Red Pepper. He's the one who does all the dominoes and anyway. Why did we get onto that? You what?
Alan Hardwick.
Alan Hardwick. That's right. And William Foggett, he was the guy who used to do the gardening show, but he did one.
He did weather as well, weren't it? Whenever they did weather,
Yeah.
where Bill Foggett has said they never could get him on fucking show because he was like
No,
a red
because the potatoes are now sprouting on the east side and not the west. He says it's going to rain 3 weeks on Sunday. It was that sort of
fucking news, man. This was it. William Foggett, this guy who looked up at the sky and said, "Well, there's 2 clouds and a sparrow, so that means that come autumn, we're all going to be fucking really warm." You've done it. What the fuck? Why is this bloke on?
Yeah,
but and what about the bloke as well? God, wait, some Hargreaves,
Jack
Hargreaves,
yeah.
What these old sticks? These what we're missing these days. We don't get them anymore. These because they would never have made it in this day and age, would they? Alan Hardwick wouldn't have made it in this day and age. He's just not fucking sexy enough, right? Richard Whiteley wouldn't have made it in this day and age.
No, he wouldn't.
Anywhere near. If he's starting out now, he's never going. Harry Gratian, yeah, he's Keith's just mentioned Harry Gratian. Remember him? He's still on Look North. Harry Gratian.
I know. Yeah. God knows how old he is. Don't know.
And Krista Ackroyd, remember her? She was on Calendar.
Yeah.
She was the Tea Time Yorkshire slag, weren't she? Because she was
on. Didn't she end up doing a load of stuff on the Ripper case? There was one of the either Look North or Calendar women presenters who actually ended up going through loads, like hours and hours and hours of new stuff to see if they could find anything at all that would help them catch the Ripper. And she did. Apparently some of the stuff that she dug up, and I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of the then very few women TV news presenters. And it was either one from Look North or Calendar, and I can't remember which. I can't remember her name.
It might very well have been Krista, because she was on Calendar, and then she got lured over to Look North. Like, so she was a bit of a Yorkshire tea time, everybody knew Krista. It didn't matter what side watched. And like, it turned out, it transpired a few years ago, it transpired that she won about 100,000 quid more than Harry Gratian, who were co-presenting with her. So Harry Gratian's on 100,000 quid and she's on 250,000 quid or something ridiculous. She's on this ridiculous contract, right? Then, so there's a whole kerfuffle about it. They then suspend her. She gets suspended because for some reason, I think it's some tax reason.
No.
So taxman starts coming after her and she gets suspended. And then she fucks off and goes and lives with a daughter in Australia. We all wow. So whatever she's doing these days, it's something in Australia, and it's something not but they're fucking these are all things that people who when they get when we were at that age, and these things that we remember, kids aren't going to have that. They're not going to have it, because everything's so fucking quick, come and go. Quick, it goes, it comes, it goes, it comes.
It's gone in 5 seconds and it's gone, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's gone. That moment, they don't have, most of them fucking do the lives through phones. So the film is, if they're at something that's like going to be really amazing, they're fucking filming it. So they're watching it on the phone instead of having that moment.
They're creating their own Truman Show.
Yes, yeah, they are. They are. And then they're fucking posting it. I mean, just stop and look at it. I think with one of them, we had that. Remember when that flyover that Look North, that BBC got in on, and they had that flyover over Endcliffe Park, and they come over, and I was watching it. I'm telling everyone's got the phone, and they just stand there and watch this flyover. There's going to be coverage on telly. You'll be able to see it. Well, why do you need to record it?
It's like the people who do that, to me, the Truman Show, it's like, well, they even know they're actually Truman, and they know they're Truman, and they're still doing it. They're actually directing their self as Truman, and so it's like, and they still do it, and they know they're doing it because it's them that's doing it. They're just creating their own Truman Show. It's just not even fucking life, is it?
No, it's not. It ain't life, is it? It isn't. People are just living vicarious. Look at all these memory things that me and you, we can relate to. Right? All that. What they're going to do? What are they going to look back on? Oh, fucking remember what?
Can you remember when I had my iPhone 10A?
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember it.
Can you remember how big it was? Not like they are now, you know, because you have a microphone in your finger now and an headphone in your thumb, so you don't need one of them phones anymore.
And I remember first time I had gay sex because they said that if I didn't have gay sex with him, I'd be homophobic. So now I've got a really, really sore arse, and I have to put tampons up it to stop all shit sliding out before it's got the. But you know, this is even these sites that the hookup sites, they're not dating sites, not getting to know each other. People don't get to know each other. They meet up, they fucking shag, and then they end up splitting up, and then someone ends up with a kid. Usually mother ends up with 2 or 3 kids from fucking different fathers, and you know, it's just a thing that's going round and round and round, and we've got to get back to saying, look, most of this shit that we're fucking talking about, is it just that we're finding important. It just didn't. Find something really important in your life, like a dog. My dog. I had a woman have a go at me, you know, the other day. I had a woman have a go at me. Now, you know what he's like? He fucking rips fuck out of me and he pulls on chain. And I have to wind chain in, so I'm holding him almost by fucking collar.
Yeah.
So that he don't get chain in his mouth. And I'm going along on my scooter. And this woman went, "You, oh, you with that dog? You shouldn't be allowed to have a dog." I said, "What the fuck?" She said, "Who the fuck are you?" You know, and just like this woman just decided to have a go because I've got a dog and I'd got him close by. I'd not even going by collar. I'd got him close by collar. I just got end at lead. You know, people fucking hellfire.
Mad.
I just can't get my hat on. Honestly, it's a crazy, crazy world. But we've found another way to communicate with our people.
Yes, and I have to say that quite a good test. I think it's looking good.
I think it's looking good as well. I think it's good on the whole.
Are there any benefits for anybody signing up for an account for this, or is it?
No. It'll just come on YouTube.
Right,
just
cool.
The usual, do the like, so subscribe on YouTube. This is like a conduit. It's not a separate thing, so this is not broadcast separately.
Cool.
This is just goes onto YouTube, and
yep,
I'm able to get the chat in here as well. So it really is different to what we used to, because I used to have to click between us and the chat room to be able to see the chat room. Now I've got the chat room coming down the side, so this is just infinitely better. And I don't know why we didn't do this before. Cool. And cheaper. You know, I mean, better value for your money and your time and your concentration. So it's been good.
Lovely jubbly. Right, I need to go and get some adding up done.
Yes, and I need to go as well. So big thanks to everyone who's listened to us tonight. Give us a thumbs up if you will on the YouTube channel, and or thumbs down if you want to. Sorry, this has just been a bit of a mishmash. We were just testing it, and now we know we can do it. So I'm going to start getting some guests. No, guests will not have to download StreamYard. No, guests will not have to do that. It just comes up in just come up in a window. In a box, in a
yeah,
thing.
You just have to put your name in and click bang, done.
Right. Okay. So great. Shows don't have to. Guests don't have to have StreamYard to be able to come on. So it's going to be pretty good going forward. I'm off to Scotland next week. Might get something in by end of week or something like that if we at a loose end, and I might read up on some things and trying to get myself angry. So we might do something at the end of the week, but then the week after I'm away. So we'll be back September time with some guests and stuff. When things all settle down, I'm feeling a lot better. I'm not in as much pain as I was, so we should be able to get more shows going. So listen, thanks to everyone for listening to us tonight and putting up with us, and thanks to Adi for joining with me, mate, as well. I know you're knackered, I know you work all day, and so I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Last word for you, mate.
Yeah, just tell your friends everything you know.
And in reply to your question earlier on, Uni Black Sister, I'd fucking kick his fucking head in.
What was the question?
Whether I'd be able to beat Andy. Whether I'd be able to beat Andy up. I said no in chat room. I would be, no, I wouldn't really. No.
Oh dear.
Right, take it easy. Look out for us. We'll be back. See you later.
See you later. Bye bye.